Turkey down! Big turkey down! It fell right over. Hi everybody. Welcome to Walking with J.Beau. An almost daily walking vlog. As you can see, we had some snow last night. First snow. First snow that sticked longer than 10 minutes, I guess. Sticked. I mean, stuck. Did not walk yesterday. Did have a good range day though. It was very nice. So today, well, right now it's about 34 degrees Fahrenheit. High today is going to be about 40. We're still in the morning. So we may end up with, as you can see, the snow on the cars. And on that car that's been sitting there since July, not moved. That car has not moved. The person who owns it is gone, obviously. Don't know where he went. I do remember there was a big, tall, black dude with an accent that sounded like he didn't come from around here. Well, looks like the Grinch is hunched over as well over here. Lost a contact, maybe. So anyway, I'm going to do a basic 5-miler today. Nothing spectacular. It's definitely feeling wintry today. I want to take a few minutes today to talk about the Panican. There is a certain faction of the Republican Party, which I am going to label, okay, the woke right rhino. I'm going to call them the woke right rhinos, who are trying to take over the party in wake of our winning last year. And unfortunately, they are using 20% of MAHA to do it by dividing us, criticizing Donald Trump, criticizing this other stuff. So I'm sticking with Trump. He's not perfect, but at least I know he legitimately cares. And that seems to be the problem. Some people are saying he doesn't. He's trying to get all these very wealthy people to invest in the United States. And that seems to be rubbing a lot of MAHA the wrong way. And I don't know what the hell they expected. How are you going to bring manufacturing back to the United States? Unless you make deals and you help out these mega rich people. And I know sometimes the optics look bad, but who else is going to build factories here? These are the same people that left 20 years ago or whatever. We want it back. So right now there is just a faction of the Republican Party that's going to do as much damage as they can to the Trump agenda, because they want to come in and take over when Trump's gone. They think MAGA is Trump, and when he's gone, MAGA will be dead. And you hear them say it all the time. Nick Fuentes, MAGA is dead. So when Trump is friends with Israel, they stoke up all the people that hate Jews to hate Trump. They've been doing that. It's really making me angry at this point, because all they're doing is helping Democrats. It really pisses me off. Anybody that's helping Democrats is not a friend. I'll just leave it at that. So, really not happy with a lot of these people. Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, this guy named Clint something or other. He's getting a huge following online. He's leading an anti-Trump, and he wears a MAGA hat. It's so clearly organized. I'm sure he's being paid by somebody. And it pisses me off that 20% of MAGA are friggin' morons falling for it. That 20% is enough to lose midterms. So, I don't know what can be done about it. I'm sure as hell not going to give them any fuel. I mean, it just kills me that everybody fought so hard to win like we did. Not only did we win, I mean, we friggin' won everything. And then the typical Republican doesn't know how to win, because they're so used to losing, they don't know how to win and enjoy it and build on it and stay united. And now comes the backstabbing, the knives are out, sabotaging each other. I mean, the war is out there, okay? The war is against the Democrats. It isn't against ourselves. And you're just helping Democrats. When you say stupid things like Trump conspired with Israel to kill Charlie Kirk, well, you're a fucking moron. You're just helping Democrats. So, there sure as hell doesn't seem to be any fucking loyalty, I can tell you that much. Pretty pathetic. And again, it's not on a massive grand scale, but it's enough for the liberal media to start talking about it, and they're noticing it. They're also the same MAGA Republicans responsible for the Epstein narrative. They're responsible for the Epstein narrative. The only reason why the Democrats took hold of it was they saw it was starting to fracture some of Trump's base away from him. Marjorie Taylor Greene has gone anti-Trump. She started that about 2 months ago. So they're all trying to fill this vacuum of when Trump is done. He's already been elected to office. So Democrats win the House next year, they're going to impeach Trump. How much support is Trump going to have this time from Republicans? That's why these people are pissing me off. They're going to help the Democrats win midterms because of stupid infighting. They're not intentionally trying to help Democrats. That's what they're doing. It really burns my ass too. But to be honest, the best way to shut them up is for Trump to have success. And I know that's going to happen, so. Also, there was a prominent J6er that got sentenced to pretty much the rest of his life in prison. Trump gave him a full pardon this week, so that was really good. And you know, we've had this government shutdown. We've slowed down everything going on in Congress. I'm seeing a lot of stuff online. This Republican Congress is doing nothing. They're getting nothing done. What a joke. Well, we just had a shutdown. Can't get anything passed without 60 votes. So anything that has to be done from here on out is going to have to be in a reconciliation package. There's one coming up shortly. Then there's another one coming up next year in May. Bottom line is, you know, we can't do anything without 60 votes. Reconciliation package stuff is fine, but that has to do with budgetary stuff. It's like I don't know what people expected, you know. Give you an example. Democrats had the House, they had the Senate, and they had the White House. They couldn't ban guns, they couldn't get anything passed. It's because of the filibuster. That goes both ways, you know. And I really hate to see people get all pissed off at Republicans because election integrity laws haven't been passed. Well, they can pass whatever they want in the House. The Senate's not going to pass it. I'm telling you. And they are going to pass that stuff in the House. But it's not going to go anywhere. They hate Trump so much, nothing is ever going to get passed. Nothing. Every Senate procedural technicality they can use to delay, obstruct, they've been using it. Which is what we just saw with the lockdown. The end of January, there's going to be a chance for the Democrats to do another lockdown. They're either going to do it or they're going to realize it's pointless. Why risk the embarrassment again? Or they're going to try to make amends and really make it count this time by doing a lockdown that lasts longer than the one we just had. So I have to wait and see what happens. I am currently being recorded. Well, isn't that lovely? So I didn't upload the walk the day before yesterday either. So I don't upload all my walks. So we'll get through what we have to get through. You know, I just didn't think people would become this disjointed this quickly when, you know, the one big beautiful bill hasn't even kicked in yet. You know, it's been less than 11 months. Just very surprising. Trump has not been horrible. He has said a couple things I wished he hadn't, but you know, this friggin' Epstein thing is nothing. It's a nothing burger. Democrats had to cheat by redacting a name to make it look like a new victim. Turned out it was the same woman that's already exonerated Trump. And the media at least has reported that, so that's good. So I'm not so concerned about that. But I'm concerned with the 20% of MAGA getting upset that the Ukraine war is still going on, that we're getting ready for military action against Venezuela, which, as predicted, they're going to say, oh, this is a new war. He promised no new wars, like they did with bombing Iran. They're upset with helping Israel because that 20% of MAGA are also anti-Semitic, racist, bigots. So I don't know what to do with that. We're not going to abandon Israel. Israel falls in the Middle East, it's all over, my friends. We'll have a much bigger problem there. So it's never easy, but it would be helpful if people would stop this bullshit. And it is bullshit. Peace through strength. Peace through strength. He said it at every rally. We get fentanyl coming in, killing hundreds of thousands of Americans. He said he would do something about it. So now he's doing something about it. Oh, don't do that. That's not what we meant. Well, what did you mean? Did you mean like Democrats do and just pass out syringes to addicts? Taxpayer funded syringes? Trump said Iran wasn't going to have nuclear weapons. What do you think he meant by that? We're going to send them a warm box of muffins with a note asking them nicely to stop, and that will suffice? No. He meant we'll take them out. During his rallies, how many times did he say that he was in favor of military strikes on drug cartels? He said it often. So, have no fucking idea why this is a big shock. So it's almost like these people never watch the rallies. And that may be the case. They might not be the true MAGA base. A lot of them could be Russian bots. I hate using that expression, but more than likely they would be Chinese. People either paid or actual Chinese Communist Party members making fake accounts. So I don't know, but I don't like it. Very suspicious. So I'm going to switch over now to the other camera and say hello to everybody. Hi everybody. Put my gloves on. I'm getting melting snow falling out of the trees. So it is snowing today. Off and on, pretty much over with. Right now it's just kind of damp. And so we'll deal with some melting snow. Hopefully nothing too slippery. Doesn't look like it. Looks like pretty much most everything now is melted. It gets over a certain temperature and the stuff just melts. So I just wanted to turn to the other camera to do a selfie. This time of year I like walking with the camera on my head, but sometimes people like the selfie view, so here I am. So anyway, I hope a lot of what I'm talking about makes sense. And, you know, some of it has to do with frustration. A lot of people are getting frustrated, and what they're really frustrated is the obstruction from Democrats. And this lockdown they just did seemed to have changed the momentum Trump had, which is one of the reasons why they did it. So when I see 20% of MAGA playing into the hands of Democrats, to me that's inexcusably stupid, and you deserve ridicule for that. Now, I'm not saying you have to agree with everything Trump says or does, or else you're not a good Trumper. That's not what I'm saying. It's gone beyond that with some people online to legitimately just being anti-Trump now. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of those. She's been criticizing everything Trump's been doing. Thomas Massey is another one. Rand Paul. And you have to wonder why these people are so adamantly against everything Trump does. Not just one thing, maybe two things. You know, you'd say, okay, well, you know, either or. Sometimes people are for, sometimes they're against. The ones I just mentioned are against everything. Every single thing Trump has done, they have opposed it. So they are obviously right now opposition. And they're in the Republican Party. So I'm calling them the woke right rhino. They're not like the neocons, the old rhinos like Mitt Romney and all that. These ones are worse. They're worse because they're younger and they were once on Trump's side. And now they're not. So it really burns my ass. It really does. because I could see clearly what they're doing, and they're just looking for power themselves after Trump doesn't have power. If we lose midterms, Trump's going to be a lame duck president for 2 years. He won't have Congress. He'll still have the Senate. But even that could slip. You know, that really could. So, maybe by some miracle we'll keep the House. But that'll be based solely on the performance of the One Big Beautiful Bill and nothing else. It's going to have to do with the economy. And I mean the real economy. Well, not the real economy. The real economy is going to be housing, all that stuff. Which that stuff needs work. But it's going to be, what are people laying down when they do groceries for money? Paying for rent, price of gas, heating fuel, utilities, their lights. That's what's going to matter to people. And I saw something very comical in Chicago today. A whole bunch of Chicago residents got their new property tax bill. Some of them have literally doubled. And they are pissed. They are so pissed off. They held a property tax burning bonfire protest in Chicago. And these are all people that voted for Democrats. Upset with the new taxes. The Democrat mayor, Johnson, the race baiter, the communist, has delved out to these people that own property in the Chicago area. Well, Merry fucking Christmas. Somebody you voted for fucked you in the ass, and you know what? You're gonna vote for these people again. You're not gonna vote for a fucking Republican to fix it. So shut up. Don't want to hear it. My advice is don't live in Chicago. Move away. It's not gonna change. So, sad but true. You know, your Democrats there that did this to you, I'm more concerned about calling Trump a racist and trying to get people to attack ICE. Don't know what to tell you. Like, that's really fucking important to you in paying your property tax, right? I don't know how dumb people have to get before they figure it out. Unbelievable. So anyway, I'm going to turn the camera around again. I just wanted to say hi. Thank you for being here. All right. We got the camera flipped. Make sure it's recording. Now, like yesterday, we're at the range. We had a great time shooting. Some of the footage I shot, I thought I was recording. I wasn't. So that would have been very nice to upload to the channel. But difficult to shoot video this time of year too. It was very cold yesterday when we got to the range. It was about 25 degrees. One of the camera batteries was depleted, even though it was fully charged. It just wouldn't work. It stayed in my bag and got frozen. I'd have to keep it in my pocket warm until it's time for use. So things like that are very annoying, and to be honest, they detracted away from having fun at the range. Now, it's nice to have all these toys and gizmos, but you know, it's not good when you go somewhere to have fun and everything you do, you're thinking about your camera angles. How is this going to look? You just want to shoot, man. So I have one mounted on my head like I do now. That's what I do at the range. So then I can just, you know, shoot while the camera's on my head. Well, I had clicked record and it was already recording, so when I clicked record it actually turned it off. So that was human error, but it's on my head, I couldn't see it. When it's cold out, you got to take your gloves off, open your phone, wait for it to load, wait for it to connect with the Wi-Fi, and I just want to shoot. So I just clicked the button, it's set to automatically record, but I turned it off by accident. So, my bad. Next weekend I'll be more careful. But the Mini 14s were shooting nice. It's amazing how reliable those are, how well they function without misfires or jams. Or absolutely fantastic product. Highly recommended. The newer ones, I don't know about the older ones, but the newer ones are made very well. And more importantly, the replacement parts are not expensive when you need them. But you do have to pay attention to what series you have when you order parts, because some of the older series parts won't fit in the newer rifles, just so you know. Alright, right now I'm going to unzip my hoodie a little bit. It's getting warm. It's getting milder as the walk goes on. Granted, 40 for a high temp today is not mild, but it is when you're wearing multiple layers of winter clothing. When I get back from this walk, I'm going to have a nice hefty chunk of chocolate cake. Because chocolate cake is good. I woke up this morning before the sun came up, and I made some eggs and some bacon, and it was very good. I also had some home fries with it. America, man. It was very good. I enjoyed it. Yep, so President Trump has officially disowned Marjorie Taylor Greene. He's been calling her Marjorie Trader Greene, which she is. She's doing a press conference with Tom Massey Tuesday with 2 Democrats about the Epstein files. And there's nothing to the Epstein files. Marjorie Taylor Greene this week actually said she doesn't believe Trump has done anything. So she's doing this with Massey because they've gone anti-Trump. There's really no other explanation for it. This isn't about the victims. She could say it is if she wants to, but it's not. So all she's doing is she's giving the Democrats anti-Trump fodder. And I can't forgive her for that. I'm not going to forgive anyone helping Democrats. I don't give a fuck how noble it is, or they say it is. We're in a fucking war right now for this country. Trump was the last best shot we had before losing everything. And to see anybody go against that now, fuck you. Fuck you. You might as well be slapping a soldier that fought in combat. You know, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to partake in that. I'm going to stop in the park up ahead here and use the public commode. About halfway through our walk. Well, the sky's trying to get light, it looks like. Trying to get some sun through there today. Trying to come out. Come on, sunshine. Sun is coming out. This is that little take a book, leave a book. Take a book, return a book. See what they got in here. Diet cookbook, some kids books, chicken on the grill, capture of the flag, interesting. So that's nice. Encourage kids to read books. Alright, I'm going to pop in here. I'll change into Superman and then I'll start recording again. Alright, we're back out again. my friends, continue on our journey. We're halfway through it. So I guess what I'm saying, guys and gals, is now is the time to hang on and hold the torch. And fight against, without actually fighting, but just to take some time to remind people of why we're here and what life would be like if we hadn't won last year. Think about that. Kamala Harris would be president. She would have signed executive orders banning AR-15s, knowing that the courts would overturn that. Or would they? Supreme Court has been very reluctant to take up the AR-15 argument. And I told you guys a couple of years ago that that was a matter of time, because eventually it's going to have to go to the Supreme Court. It's unconstitutional. And it's because of the Bruin decision. The Bruin decision basically ruled that the government cannot ban common use items that are legal to own. AR-15 is the #1 selling rifle in the country. It's in common use. Millions of people own them. Once in a great while, somebody goes crazy with one, but the supermajority do not. And it's a common use item. It's the equivalent of banning knives because somebody stabbed someone. Think of it that way. This isn't Europe, it's the United States. We have a constitutional right to own firearms, period. Shall not be infringed, period. AR-15s do not help people kill more people more easily. They don't do that. You'd have to ban all semi-automatic weapons. And they're not asking for that. They're asking just for the AR-15 and the AK-47. Because the AR-15 is the rifle that makes all the money for the gun lobby, gun manufacturing industry, and the gun lobby in DC that funds Republicans. And I've said it a million times, this is about defunding Republicans, not saving lives. Because if the Democrats cared about saving lives, they would have closed the border. People were dying from fentanyl. Much more than they do from guns, by hundreds of thousands, I should add. So it's all bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit. One thing I am not going to tolerate is a fucking turncoat. These people turning their backs on MAGA right now against Trump and then calling themselves MAGA. Fuck you, that don't work that way. That don't work that way. Go fuck yourself. That's unforgivable. Now today up ahead, we're going to take a left-hand turn instead of going right. Because I figured out it comes out to a little over 5 miles. And that's what I want to do today. Plus it's a better neighborhood to walk in. It's nicer looking. You've seen it plenty of times. So today I'm going to take a left right here. We rarely, if ever, go down this way. And it comes out the same distance. So there's really no reason for me not to. See, this is a nice neighborhood. Whew. You hear the snow melting off the trees. Sounds like rain. It is not raining. Well, we just hit 3 miles. This way. I'm not sure where that goes down that way. Probably comes out on this street I want to be on anyway, but I got a right-hand turn off this street up ahead after we take a left. I don't want to miss my turn. See, there's a dead end on the left here. If I had gone down that other way, it would have been a longer route back onto this street. I only want to do 5 miles today instead of 6. So these trees are all naked now, pretty much. Naked trees. Dub sitting on that wire up there. Looks lonely. Usually you see them in pairs, but sometimes you see just one. So I don't know if a mate died or what happened. Poor things. So I saw an interesting news item today for northern Maine, northern Aroostook County. I forget now if it was Holton or if it was Fort Kent. I think it was Fort Kent, further way up north. But anyway, Maine has a law that bans facial recognition AI technology. So people are not supposed to use AI technology in Maine that includes facial recognition and other surveillance type AI. Well, a private company had petitioned the town in northern Maine, and they installed surveillance cameras with facial recognition. Small little nothing town, really. And the purpose of it, according to the company that makes that, is for marketing and things like that. I'm like, okay. Basically what they're doing is they're selling surveillance to whoever's willing to buy it. whether it's law enforcement or somebody else, for whatever purposes. So people filed a lawsuit and it ruled in their favor. They're being forced to take these cameras out because Maine did pass a law banning facial recognition. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is I've been reading online that Lewiston, Maine here has installed AI technology for surveillance, which is true. But it was done by law enforcement to help crack down on the crime because they're short-handed, and this helps them. Also, it's illegal for them to just use it to track license plates. Like, they'll just look at a car, take the license plate number, and look up who owns it. It's illegal for them to do that. It's also illegal for them to do facial recognition. So they're not using it for that. They are using it just to keep an eye on crime while crimes are being committed, so they can see who did it and who to go arrest, and to see if anybody witnessed it, and to see what precipitated it. And they said there's 7 cameras here in Lewiston, and they are in strategic locations where the police are always busy. So that's going to be Pierce Street, Bartlett Street, the housing projects around town, a couple of them, and where they have a lot of drug deals and shootings, stabbings, rapes, murders, yada yada yada. So that's what they're using them for. So don't panic, don't be alarmed. And you know, just because they say it's illegal to look up license plate numbers, well, they're going to do it anyway. Well, if you look up a license plate number and then you arrest somebody based on that, you'll have to throw it out of court. They won't get charged. It was illegally obtained. It violates their rights. So no, they're not going to do it anyway. We do still have a system where officers have to go testify under oath in court about why they made an arrest, what they saw when they did it. They're not there to say anybody's guilty or not. They're just there to say what they did, and they have to be honest about it. So I still believe in that, and I'm not worried about it. And you shouldn't be either. It's actually there to help. The police are short-handed, but they were emphatically letting people know they're not using facial recognition, because that's illegal to do that here. So they're not. I know they're not. And the fact that it's in the neighborhoods where it's troublesome. And they also said they can move the cameras around. The article had a photograph of what the camera looks like, and I'm not sure if that's a stock photo or if that was actually taken here. So these days with the media online, even when you look at an article and they have photos in it, oftentimes they have nothing to do with the actual article, just a stock photo, police sirens, whatever. The media really is terrible. They're lazy. They're just not any good. So anyway, they all look the same. It's kind of like this black pear-shaped device with 6 sensor dots. I'm presuming for night vision. And they look like they were about the size of larger than a pack of cigarettes, but not by much. And all the ones I saw in the photographs were sitting underneath a solar panel, so they're solar charged. So they should be easy to spot, just looking for solar panels. And the cameras were black. So, just thought I'd share that. Kind of interesting. Alright. I got a noise alarm with that one. That wasn't there before. Something they added. Hi, you are currently being recorded. Alrighty then. All right. Doggy barking at me. All right, we'll steam on ahead here. Finish up the rest of today's walk. About another 1.5 miles left. See a squirrel here drinking out of a puddle. Run across there, fatso. Freaking blue jay. These things are noisy. I'm getting wet. Snow melting, it's falling like rain. I don't want it to go down my neck. It's beginning to look a lot like winter. So I am hardcore MAGA. I am going to be MAGA for life. That's all there is to it. I've been on the Trump train since 2015. 10 years now. I don't see just changing that overnight. All right. Finish up the rest of this walk. As soon as we turn the corner up here. And you have to remember, when you do a daily exercise regimen, some days you're going to feel like it, some days you're not. And what determines on whether or not you're going to succeed in your program is if you continue with it when you don't feel like it. The past 3 or 4 days, mentally for me, I'm getting a little burned out on it. I've been walking for years. If this happens, it'll last for about a week or two. Probably take a couple days off here and there. And today I don't really feel like walking, but we're almost done this walk and I feel good about that. And that's what you got to do. You got to do it even when you don't feel like it. So it's okay. I'm gonna walk down this way. Up through this way. And you know, it's one of those things where it's a lot easier to do this when it's 70 degrees and 80 degrees. You're wearing cargo shorts, sneakers, t-shirt. It's a lot easier than walking with hiking boots, 2 layers on your legs, 4 layers on your upper body. Your face gets cold, your fingers get cold, and it just makes it more difficult to get in the swing of it. But on the other hand, when it gets to a certain temperature, you know, I won't walk. In January 2025 and February 2025, I have 12 walks in those 2 months total. It's okay to do that. Coupled with the fact that I'm 57. Granted, I'm in great shape. I don't have any more weight to lose. But it is wear and tear. You feel every single one of your injuries you've ever had in your life, especially today when it's cold and damp. My left elbow hurts. My right pinky hurts. My right knee hurts. My right hip hurts. My lower back hurts. My neck hurts. Those are all past injuries going through life playing sports. My left elbow hurts because of my torn bicep. My right knee hurts because I almost lost my leg when I was 10. And I also blew out a hamstring on it playing hockey. Pretty bad. The whole back of my leg was solid purple, filled up with blood. It was pretty nasty. So while it's not really affecting me walking, it's affecting me walking when it's cold and damp and when you're arthritis. If you have arthritis, you know what I'm talking about. My left shoulder hurts, my left elbow. So when I get back, I'm going to acclimate. I'm going to have a piece of chocolate cake to soothe my misery, take a nice hot shower, and I'll be good to go for the rest of the day. Coming behind me. I'll get off the road here. So I noticed 2 incidents in Maine that explain to you perfectly why I'm always careful with traffic. One person in Brunswick was hit by a car while riding a bicycle on an overpass, and they were killed. They died. So, 23 years old, riding a bike. The guy that did it left the scene and then came back. And then he admitted he did it. He had been drinking. So, another person was a woman. The woman was walking along the road like I am now, and she got hit. And she was not killed. The person that hit her was an older lady who actually stopped and asked if she was all right. And that person said that she was all right. Well, here's the problem. You still did something illegal. You still did something illegal. It is against the law to leave the scene of an accident, even if the person you hit is okay. All right? So, you cannot do that. That is illegal. Now, I remember many years ago, somebody went through a stop sign on a one-way street. They didn't come to a complete stop. Their impatient person was rolling through the sign, and I was going across the crosswalk on my bicycle. There was a marked crosswalk on a sidewalk. I went off the sidewalk into the street, into the crosswalk, and this person rolled through the stop sign without stopping and tacoed my tire and bent it right over. And of course I landed in the road, and that person obviously did not have insurance, or they were under suspension or something like that, because they drive like shit. So all this person said was, "Where can we go to get this fixed? I'll pay for it." So I put the bike in their vehicle, and they gave me a ride. We went to the bike shop. They put a new rim, tire, and tube on there. I think he paid, I don't remember what he paid, $100-something. And so my problem was remedied. But technically, that was an accident, and that person should have had to deal with the police about it. So I don't know if they weren't insured or not, but this person seemed nice. They weren't under the influence of anything. They were just a shitty driver. So, one of those things. I got my problem resolved from it. So I guess no harm, no foul. I didn't get injured. But this person that got hit had minor injuries, nothing major. And the woman did stop in this other accident in Maine this week. And she figured, well, this person's okay, should leave. But the person that got hit told the police that she got hit by a car. So now they're looking for that person who left the scene of an accident. She's going to get charged with hitting somebody with their vehicle leaving the scene of an accident. So, as much as it sucks, if you're involved in an accident and you hit somebody, even if they claim they haven't been injured and this and that, it's not okay to leave the scene if the police are going to be coming. You have to play that by ear, but you can and will be in trouble for that. So, just shooting out some advice from a couple of things that happened this week. So that person that killed the person on the bike, I haven't correlated the two, but there was a news report of someone falling off the roof of a bus onto the road, causing traffic to close. And this person that got hit with a bike on the bike was on an overpass bridge. And I'm wondering if this person that was on the bike was the one that fell onto the highway below after being hit on top, and that was just misreported. But regardless, there was somebody that, quote unquote, according to the media, in the same place in Brunswick. That's why I'm mentioning it. It's the same place, same day, and the same time of day that the person on the bike was killed. So it could be just a mix-up in the news cycle, or it's by coincidence two separate items. But regardless, somebody on a bike was hit by a vehicle and died. 23-year-old. They didn't say what the injury was to this person, which was a guy. He had a Hispanic name. Had 4 names: Ortiz, Perez, this, that, and the other thing. But he's dead because somebody wasn't paying attention. They were drunk. And, you know, not only is he going to get vehicular manslaughter charge, but now he's going to get charged with leaving the scene of an accident, which you can get the maximum sentence because of that. Not a smart decision. And there are a lot of people in prison for being intoxicated and not making smart decisions. Everything from rape to murder to burglary to whatever else. Some things people wouldn't have done if they were sober. They weren't thinking straight. So, oh well. Don't confront me none. It's not anything I'm ever going to do. I'm never going to leave the scene of an accident. I'm never going to be intoxicated to cause an accident. So, but when I'm walking, that's why I do not wear earbuds and listen to music. That's why I don't like to wear a hoodie unless I have to. And if I do, it's like the one I have on this hoodie, one that when the hoodie is on, I have my peripheral vision. I like to hear what's going on around me. Many times I have heard cars too close to me before I ever saw them. Or cars that are speeding. After a while, you can tell what cars are speeding and which ones aren't, because you're so used to walking and hearing traffic. You can hear anything out of the ordinary. It's not on my list of things I want to do. I don't want to get hit by somebody while I'm walking. So like right now, I'm walking with cars, if they were coming, would come at my back. Typically I walk on the other side of the street so I can see cars coming. But I'm going to be finishing up my walk soon. So I am going to turn the head camera off and switch over to the handheld. Hi my friends. Well, I am now almost done this walk. So we're going to finish up the rest of this with a selfie view. I want to thank you very much for walking. Alright my friends. Thank you for walking with me today. Click like and subscribe. Share the content. Having battery issues today with the Acaso. Does not like the cold weather. So anyways, I just want to thank you for walking with me today. And like I was saying, you know, get off Trump's back a little bit. Marjorie Taylor Greene was upset with him because he doesn't return her phone calls as the frequency that she would like. You know, he said in a tweet, you know, he calls like 200 people and talks to them a day. You know, he's busy. He's the president of the United States, the biggest name in the world right now. The freaking guy is busy. People are upset that there's no peace in Ukraine yet, and we get this thing with Venezuela going on, and we bombed Iran, and blah, 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 bitch, bitch, bitch. He's doing this for the country, okay? everybody knows fentanyl kills people. So nobody's done anything about it. And at campaign rallies, he said he was going to do something militarily. I don't know what people thought he meant. Sounded to me like what he's doing now. But anyway, you know, also he signed an executive order reversing tariffs on things like coffee, bananas, things we don't make here. So he's listening, and so we're going to have to buckle down and find some unity and support him. And remember, this is Make America Healthy Again, Make America Great Again, and America First. And we need to have the president's back, okay? Very important. This is that pain period that we were told in transition with the tariffs, and things would be kind of weird off and on, and sometimes things would be difficult. And so there's nothing going on right now. He didn't tell us what happened. And people are just impatient, frustrated. You know, I get it. But, you know, we need to have the guys back. The guy got shot in the ear. Almost got killed. 2 assassination attempts. And we can't turn on him now. I mean, come on. Anyway, stick with it. We'll see you on the next walk. Thank you for walking with J.Beau. God bless you and your family. And take care, everybody. And we'll see you soon. Thanks for walking with me. Bye-bye.